Dear children, I welcome you to the class 10th Social Science video lecture. For planning, organizing studies, understanding the syllabus is very important. And to get the whole view and to get the good marks is important to understand the course structure, exam pattern and the marking scheme. So I am here to discuss the marking scheme, means how the marks will be distributed, what are the internal choices you are going to get during the course in chapters, among the chapters, what are the new things which has been added and what are the things which has been removed this year in the new session 2020-21, and what is the project work, how the map work you'll prepare, and we will also have the briefings of the chapter in the history, geography, political science and the economics. So stay focused and let's get started. There is no substitute of books. Books are treasure of knowledge. To get the whole and comprehensive view of the society, there will be 4 books in the social science syllabus. As you can see, the first book, Contemporary India 2, it's of geography textbook and there will be 7 chapters inside it. Economics book, Understanding the Economic Development, there will be 4 chapters to read and understand. And in the history social science textbook would be India and Contemporary World, second, and there will be 4 chapters inside it. And the third one is the political science, Democratic Politics, second textbook of political science, and there will be 8 chapters to do or to complete. So now let's begin with our first book of the history, right? India and the Contemporary World 2. Here there will be 3 sections, and in the first section these two themes, right, rise of nationalism in Europe and nationalism in India, both are compulsory, right? In the section number 2, right, livelihood, economies and the societies, you will get choices, right? Either you do the making of the global world or the age of industrialization. And in section number 3, everyday life, culture and politics, you don't have choice, it's compulsory to do the print culture in the modern world, right? So overall you have to do the 4 chapters, and the green color chapters, sorry, yellow color chapters are removed, right, from your syllabus, and here you have to finish the 4 chapters, right? These noble societies and history, that is removed, work life leisure, that is removed, and the nationalist movement in China is already removed. So here 3 themes are compulsory: rise of nations in Europe, nationalism in India, print culture and modern world, right? And you got what choice here: either you do the making of global world or the age of industrialization. So let's have the briefings of the history. Chapter number 1, Rise of Nationalism in the Europe. We will understand here that how the idea of nationalism developed in the various countries of the Europe, right? Age of revolutionaries between 1830 to 1848, and the unification of the Germany and Italy, right? Idea of nationalism and the imperialism. This what we will focus in the chapter number 1. In chapter number 2, you already studied a lot in class 8 in the previous classes. Here we will understand the Gandhian era, right? The development of nationalism in India, the First World War, Khilafat movement, non-cooperation movement, right? Civil disobedience movement, right? These all we will understand, and we will understand that how this nationalism developed in the different parts of the country. Next is we have got the choice to do the chapters. Either you do the making of the global world or the age of industrialization, and we are going to do the age of industrialization. We opted. Here we will understand pre-industrial era, the age of industrial revolution, hand labor. We will understand the various machines which developed during this in the age of industrialization, and how colonies developed during the industrialization, and the peculiarities of the industrial growth and the market for the goods. This we will understand and realize. The next one is the print culture, which is compulsory. Print culture in modern world. We will here understand the print in China, print in Europe, print in India. Basically, there will be three parts here, right? So, how it developed in the Japan, China, and how it reached in the Europe, how it developed, how printing began, how machine and technology developed, right? In the 19th century, what were the new changes we saw, right? And its impact, the impact of print over the religion, over the culture, over the society, and this we always see, right? So here will be three parts basically: print in China, print in Europe, and the print in India, right? So this is all the briefings of the chapter. So now let's come to the book number 2, that is Democratic Politics 2. Right here, there will be total 8 chapters, and out of 8 chapters, 3 chapters would be asked in the preliminary tests. Right, democracy and diversity, popular struggle, and the challenges to the democracy. They will be asked in the periodic test only, and total 5 chapters would be asked in the board exam: power sharing, federalism, gender, religion, and caste, political parties, and outcomes of democracy. Now let's understand the briefings of the chapter, means what is inside the chapters. So I will discuss only the board themes in the political science, right? The first one is the power sharing. Here we will understand with the example that how power is shared in the Belgium and the Sri Lanka, right? And what is the need of the power sharing, and what are the different forms of the power sharing in the chapter number 1. And this is compulsory. This will be asked in the board exam. The second one is the federalism. What is federalism? What are the different forms of federalism, and how you can say that India is a federal country, how federalism is practiced in in India, and the decentralization process in the India. This chapter is again a compulsory chapter and would be asked in the board exams. And the third one, democracy diversity, will be evaluated only in the periodic test, will not be asked in the board exam. The third one, gender, religion, and caste, is again an important chapter. Here we will understand the gender and the politics, gender discrimination, and the government steps to bring the gender equality in the country. The religion, communalism, and politics, we will understand it. And the caste and the politics, right? How the caste affect the politics, and how politics affect the caste, right? So this chapter, so here three chapters, right? One is power sharing, federalism, and gender, religion, caste. All will be asked. Number 5 chapter is the popular struggle and movements. It would be asked only in the periodic test. Number 6 is the political party. It will be asked in the board exam, so it's important for you. And here we will understand that what are the political parties, what is the importance of the political parties, and how many parties should we have in a country, right? Which are the national political parties, which are the state political parties, right? What are the challenges to the political parties, and how the parties can be reformed, right? How there can be a positive change inside the political system by bringing the change in the political parties. So this political party chapter, very interesting, do it, right? And this is board, it will be asked in the board exams, right? And the third one is the outcomes of democracy, the last chapter for the board exam, right? Here we will understand the outcomes of democracy, how democracy is accountable, responsible, and legitimate form of government, right? Economic growth and development, and how this democracy reduces the inequality and the poverty. We will evaluate it, and how does it accommodate the social diversity and brings the dignity and the freedom to the citizens. So they basically, it is the result, it is the outcome. We will evaluate the democracy here in this chapter. And this is again important because this will be asked in the board exam. The last one, challenges to the democracy, will only be assessed in the periodic test, will not be evaluated in the board exam. So these are the briefings in your political science chapters, right? So now let's move to the next book, that is Understanding the Economic Development. Total chapters would be 4, and these 4 chapters are compulsory. Last chapter of the book, the consumer right, you can do in a form of project work. So the first chapter, let's have the briefings of these chapters, right? So the first chapter is developments. Here you will understand that what is development, what are the different notions of development, what is the difference between the growth and the development, and how this is measured, how the national development and how the individual development do be measured, right? Different methods of measuring the development. And we will compare the different compare the different countries in the state, and the income criteria we will discuss, and we will also discuss the public facilities and the sustainability of the development in chapter number 1. This is important, right? So here this whole economics is of 20 marks, so the development chapter is clear, I hope. The second chapter would be the sectors of Indian economy. You all know that there are 3 basic economic activities, and we will understand the 3 sectors of the economy, right? We will compare these 3 sectors, which one is growing faster, which whose pace is becoming slower, the primary, secondary or the tertiary sectors. We will discuss them, and the division of the sector as organized sector, unorganized sector, what are the conditions in the organized and unorganized sector. We will have a difference between them, and sectors on the basis of the ownership, public and private sectors. We'll also discuss them. So this is the briefing of chapter number 2. Number 3 chapter, third chapter, is the money and the credit. So there will be 2 part, money and credit. Money as a medium of exchange, what is money, right? And what are different forms of money, how money developed, right? And then after role of banks, loan activities by the banks, right? Various sources of credit, and terms, what are the terms of credit, formal, informal sectors of credit, self-help groups for the poor. So this chapter is again very interesting chapter, and you can do it, money and credit, because you all see that in your daily life, right? Next one is the globalization and the Indian economy. We will understand that what is globalization and what are the impacts of globalization on the Indian economy, over the producer, over the consumers, and how these companies are how these MNCs are getting the benefits, right? Interlinked between the production and the countries, how they are this production process is interlinked, and foreign trade and integration of the market, right? What is globalization, its meaning, and the factors that enabled the globalization, World Trade Organization and its policies for the developed and underdeveloped countries, and impact of globalization on India, and struggle for the fair globalization. We will understand. So here total will be the 4 chapters, and these are the briefings of uh, your economics book. So now let's move to the last book, that is Contemporary India 2, the textbook of geography. Here there will be total 7 chapters, and the board will ask 5 chapters here, right? Resource and the development, agriculture, mineral and energy resources, manufacturing, and the lifelines of the national economy, right? All chapters are very easy to do and just requires the understanding. Just 2 chapters will not be asked in the board. With the yellow color you can see, the forest and the wildlife will be assessed only in the periodic test, and the water resources will be assessed only in the periodic tests. So now let's move to the chapters briefing. Total 5 chapters will be asked in the board. Resource and development. Here we will understand the types of resources, meaning of resource development, meaning of resource planning, steps involved in the resource planning, how it is done in the India resource planning, land as a resource and soil as a resource, land utilization, land use pattern in the India, and the soil profile, how soil is formed, and classifications of the soil, problem of soil erosion, and the soil conservation and the land conservation. This we will understand. This chapter is totally linked with the class 8 chapter resources. If you read there properly, then you will be able to understand it easily. Chapter number 2 will be assessed only the periodic test, will not be asked in the board exam, and the chapter number 3, the water resources, will only be asked in the periodic test. But here is a major change in the water resource, that the chapter water resource will be asked in the map work. So just focus on the map the water resources. The next chapter is the agriculture. Here you will understand the meaning of agriculture, various types of agriculture, what are the cropping pattern in the India, major crops in the India, technological and institutional reforms in the India, and challenges to the Indian agriculture. Next chapter, the chapter number 5, is the mineral and energy resources. Would be asked in the board exam again. What are minerals? What are the how do they occur? How these minerals are formed? Ferrous, non-ferrous, metallic, non-metallic minerals. Right. Then we still start focusing on the different types of mineral: coal, petroleum. Right. Different types of mineral, their importance we will understand. Right. And where are they found? Right. Different types of mining, and the here basically we are the two parts will be there: the mineral resources, and the second part would be the energy resources. In the energy resources we will understand the conventional, non-conventional sources of energy. In the conventional sources of energy we will understand the one by one each and every conventional source, and like the coal, petroleum, and the non-conventional source we will also understand the non-conventional source, means the modern sources of energy. We will understand them each one by one. The second last chapter is the manufacturing industry. Will be asked in the board exam: types of manufacturing, meaning of manufacturing, what is the contribution of the manufacturing, what is the link of manufacturing and the agriculture. Right. Industrial location, what are the factors that affect the industrial location, classification of the industries in different industries we will understand one by one. There is steel industry or the cotton textile industry, and the last part of that we will understand the industrial pollution and the environmental degradation, and how we can control this environmental degradation. Next is the last chapter is the lifelines of the national economy. We will understand the modes of transport: roadways, railways, waterways, airways. New mode of transport, pipeline is added here. Communication, international trade, and tourism as a trade we will discuss. Right. So this is the briefing of the geography book. Now let's move to the marking scheme, or how the marks will be distributed during the whole year. Total marks would be 100 marks. Board will give you in your mark sheet marks out of 100. In those 100 marks, 20 marks would be the internal marks. Board schools have the authority. Schools will assess you. Right. So a periodic test will be conducted by the schools, and 10 marks would be the average of the periodic test. Portfolio will carry 5 marks. This portfolio means your achievement throughout the year, and your assignments which are given by the teacher, are you submitting them properly, and quizzes, activities, everything will be involved right there. And in the project work we will discuss this later, would carry the 5 marks. So 20 marks would be internal, and board will conduct a paper in March months, or it would be of 80 marks. Right. And history, geography, political science, and economics, each part would carry 20 marks. Right. So total would be 100 marks, 80 marks for the theory paper. Right. And 20 marks for your internal marks. Right. Now, so to enhance the life skills and to bring the better understanding, board began these project work. This will be your 5 marks. You got three choices here. You can choose anyone: the consumer rights, or the social issues, or the sustainable development. You will get these understanding. Teachers will train you about them. And the consumer rights, the whole chapter is given in the economics book. And the social issues, a lot of social issues are there. You can get the data from the primary and the secondary sources. Right. And the sustainable development is a geography book. You got little bit understanding about this from the chapter number 1. So these are the project. You have to go in the depth, and you have to develop the understanding about this, and then you have to write the pages uh, out of your understanding. So here the content accuracy, originality, and the analysis, for that you will get 2 marks. For your presentation and creativity you will get 2 marks, and there will be a viva, and you will get 1 mark for it. Total will be 5 marks. And this is about the project work. So choose anyone: consumer awareness, last chapter of the economics book, and social issues, and sustainable development. We will also have the videos over these topics as well. So watch the whole video to get the full understanding, better understanding. Otherwise you may skip or miss something which is important. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more videos. Thank you.